First thing is if you're gonna start, when you start, you're gonna clean your saddle. Is check it over, see what you need. I don't use anything special that you can't buy it here, wherever. Basically leather new, Dawn dish soap, works great for a filthy saddle.
Serious.
A nice scrub brush and a nice brass brand brush. Worked great for the seats. When I start them out, go through them. I like to look down here first. See what this looks like back here. This is the worst spot on a saddle there is. It's always hard. Take and soak that down. You want to soak that down with water. That's where you run into problems with the saddle breaking, the fender breaking right in here. It gets hard and brittle. And that takes the longest. Paint scraper works the greatest, or a dull kitchen knife. But soak it down good. One of the tricks I use, I take a piece of cloth, wet this down, wet that cloth down, just leave it lay on there. It keeps the moisture right on it. A little soap, whatever, and all of a sudden, the stuff will just roll right off of there. It'll make this nice and nice and flexible. And it takes the longest, so you get started on it, leave it lay, and then go back up here to the top of your seat. I always start with a seat, start from the top and go down. In this, I use, basically, if it's a rough up, just a brass pan brush. And I just use a brass pan brush, clean the seat. This you're not going to do a thing with because the nap of this leather is gone, or it's wore right off. You can see the stuff coming off of it. I usually got a vacuum cleaner in my hand over here. Suck that dust out of there so it don't get any place on it.
Now, can you do that too much?
Yeah, you can actually take the nap right off of it. The nap is already gone here, it's gone here, it's gone here, there's nothing you can do about it. So basically what you're doing is you're just cleaning the dirt off. And if you feel real brave, just plain soap and water works real good. But I usually use a brush. I used to use a plain scrub brush. Light, less soap, but light. And pick your nap up afterwards with the brass brush. And it ain't gonna be brand spanking new, but it'll be better than it was. Yeah. Now this saddle here, the nap is, what was there is totally gone.
I know.
Wait a minute. There wasn't even any nap on that saddle. Nope, it just looks that way. Just clean that regular like you would know with the leather new or whatever you're using. The rest of this saddle this is an easy saddle to clean. Toothbrush, little leather new, and I got about probably 15, 20 of these things. You want to get in there, beautiful for getting in here. Getting all that cleaned out.
Are you looking for spray?
I thought we had. I thought I had it shoved here, but I guess I don't. I don't want to take it away from them.
You can share. Not that hard to belong.
So is that leather new cleaner, or is that the conditioner stuff in it?
That's got both in it.
Okay.
That has got both in it. One thing you don't wanna do when you're spraying it on, you wanna get to it quick because it will, like water, it will actually stain the saddle as it runs down if you leave it on there. Yeah, and I got some going down a fender. Just kinda like brushing your teeth, only a little harder. And then whatever you got, a wool cloth, cotton cloth works the best. Don't wipe this stuff off, just rub it in. That's what where the conditioner comes into being. I didn't know when I was gonna clean this, I wouldn't have put them conchoes on it.
We can give you a different one to work on. I'm
I want one
planning.
around here that needs cleaning.
This will darken the leather just a little bit. The best way to do this, so you don't get runs, is spray it on whatever you're using to scrub it with, and do it that way. It makes your cleaning material go a whole lot faster, a lot farther. And you don't do what I just did, run it down the side of the saddle.
Will the darker leather stay that darker color, or will it lighten back up?
It'll lighten back up to it's gonna stay a little darker. Some leathers really darken up, and some don't. It depends on the leather, depends on how it's tanned.
Does it get darker every time you do it?
No, it really shouldn't. Once you get the initial,
Once you do a first time cleaning,
you do that first time cleaning, and it kind of, once the oils, what happens is the oils and the preservatives go in, because the leather is real dry. It's very dry. Like this one here, I haven't got it clean yet. Now it's clean, now it's all out of there.
So
So Wayne, if you have a saddle that's really, really caked, like it was really soft and moist saddle, ridden in a really dry arena for a while, and it's really caked in, do you still use the same product? Use that
Yeah,
leather glue?
usually what I'll do before I go use all the expensive stuff, just warm water and Dawn dish soap.
Pull the
in a
dirt
scrub
out?
bur- Yeah, in a scrub brush like this, or a little square one. It can be plastic. It can be a little plastic, bristle just like a toothbrush in that. Just get at it, go soft, don't go harsh. The last thing you wanna do is pull the color out of that saddle. Then you gotta put it back in.
Can you use the same technique for your bridle leathers?
Yo, sure, positive, sure, anything,
Good.
breast collars.
Even like the older ones that are kind of been around and haven't been done, anything done with them?
Yeah,
Well, kind of restore them a little bit with a little bit more flexibility in
Mhm.
leather.
yep. The trick of it is once you wash them and you feel them as they're drying out, and before they get dry, that's when you wanna feed them. You wanna put the oil or whatever you're using on them, you wanna put that back in them when they're still wet.
Okay,
The water goes in, it shoots the oil out.
okay.
We got the water in there holding the fibers open. Now put the oil in there, the oil goes in, shoots the water out.
Okay, will the conditioner spray here?
Same thing.
Okay, so if you clean it with like a Dawn dish soap and water, then put that in.
Then
right after.
I just use the conditioner, then I don't use the cleaner.
Okay, then
I just use a regular, either Phoebings or Care for. Either one, same product.
after it's been
The
soaked with
conditioner,
water,
right,
then
yeah.
conditioner.
They don't, they're both the same product, just made by two different companies.
Right, I think
This
that's
is
what-
a conditioner
Yep,
restore.
and that's a leather new, that's a conditioner and a restore.
Oh, okay,
Worked great. I use this in the shop.
good. Thank you.
So you don't recommend neats foot oil?
I do on a very, very dry saddle that needs to be really fed,
Okay.
but when you do neat's foot oil, you dip your sponge or whatever, a piece of wool into whatever you're doing, dip it in it. And I got a hunk of screen there, like a kind of quarter inch screen, and I rub it across that screen. And then I'll sit and just work it like this. By that time, you can't even feel it. And then I just go on the next one, I do a like that, just
So you just
small.
don't like how greasy it is then?
Just very small amounts, because once you put that in this leather, you ain't getting it back out. And that's what will darken or blotch your leather.
So less is more.
Neat's foot oil is just not dangerous, it's not hard on the leather, not hard on the stitching. It's just dangerous on putting it in.
So you'd recommend that more on reins and things like that then?
Pardon?
You'd recommend that more for reins, things like that?
Yeah. But still, a little bit goes a long, long ways. When I use it, and I use it when I build a brand new saddle. That's the first thing I do once I get everything molded and everything fit to go, then I oil it. And I'll use less than probably about a half, 2/3 of a pint to do a whole saddle. Where a lot of people say, well, a quart ain't enough. Well, it's gonna be running off down the ground after a while, because neat's foot oil will stay in the leather and actually get sticky after a while.
Okay.
It don't ever leave, it don't evaporate, it just stays there. So that's the only thing wrong with it. It's kind of a dangerous product to use as far as can wreck your saddle with overuse. And I only recommend doing that about once a year at the most, just a little light coat over a clean saddle, that's enough.
Okay.
Ender.
How often do you recommend to clean the saddle itself?
Every time you use it,
Oh, yeah, okay. Once upon a time.
call it an air compressor.
We have one, there you go.
Yeah, you bring them in, just blow them off,
Good idea, thank you.
you know. Another little, when you're doing like that,
I get you.
I'm gonna leave that alone. Right there,
Oh, my house cleaning days.
just pledge.
Yeah.
It's different than the old stuff was. Well, there again,
Less is more.
spray it on there.
Okay.
And what you didn't get with that, this will pick up.
Huh.
You just took all the dirt right off your saddle. You put some restoration back in it.
Okay.
If it's a little drier, go with this stuff or go with whatever you're
Just kind of
using.
Take what the leather is doing.
Yeah, so you wanna get the dirt off of it before you push it in,
Okay.
putting, preservatives or whatever else on it, wax or whatever.
So like the Dawn dish soap would be kind of your first step if you haven't cleaned your saddle for a while.
Oh, you bet that'll clean it.
Okay.
That'll clean it.
All right.
That palm olive works good. Any good dish soap it's mild
Because it'll lift it.
and it'll take the grease off. They make saddle soaps the same that can do it too. But this soap is real handy. It's in
And unaffordable.
yeah, it's in the house all the time. But as far as is your cleaning products and that go, those are the main ones. Those are the ones I use the most are the Dawn dish soap and just warm water
To clean it.
to clean it.
And then conditioner.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll spend all day long cleaning the saddle. The wool,
Yeah.
woolite,
Oh,
and a vacuum cleaner. Or just a vacuum cleaner on it to suck the dirt out. Yep, to suck the dirt out from underneath it. Get it out of there, or just a can of rug cleaner works. You spray it on and
okay.
follow the instructions and take it off, and it'll clean it.
Okay.
Yep. But basically, that's, the products that I use are mostly Farnham and Phoebe products. If they ain't got them at Fleet Farm or here or Runnings, I don't use them. I'll make my own. And most of these products are all the same. Any wax that you're using, like putting on, like this stuff, basically it's got a little bit of a cleaner on it. It's kind of like this stuff right here. But the wax in it is carnauba wax.
Oh.
Same stuff they polish jelly beans with.
I'll never look at a jelly bean.
It is
Thank you for sharing that one.
it's a vegetable, it's a wax,
Vegetable base.
vegetable or nut wax, yeah, that they use, and that's what they use on leather is the carnauba wax.
I'll think of that this Easter.
Pardon?
I'll think of that this Easter.
Yeah, you will. But the biggest thing is once you're cleaning, once you get done and you're that, it's called elbow grease, and a lot of it. Because once you get it done and you want to really shine, get it clean, then it's good hard rubbing.
Just keep going till it shines. Is that what you're looking for?
Whatever you want, however you want it to look. To me, I wouldn't go any further with this saddle. That's good enough. It's clean. It's got a nice patina to it. It shows age. That would be good, right there. If you want a high sheen, then you put the elbow grease to it, leave it set, let the wax harden up, and then go at it and polish it. Some of this stuff actually, you leave her sit and then go back and polish it. Leather new will polish up to a certain extent. And I think this stuff has, yeah, I think if they use this, you'd have to test it underneath someplace. But, Yeah, it's got a flame, don't say what it's got in it, don't say, but it,
That one's more the waxing, the other one's
Yep.
the other one's the lacquer.
yeah, you just shoot that on there and then let it harden up and then polish it. Yeah. It, I'm not a great fan of lacquers because they seal the leather. And the leather can't breathe, it will harden up. Wax goes down in, waterproofs it, but yet it can still, it wears out after a while, the leather can still breathe in it. So it's, you know, it kinda depends on what your saddle looks like, you know, how it is. And rough out, basically brass brush. Clean it good. I scrub it just like anything else.
Now I've got, and I see some others too, it's just a flat leather. You just use your soft thing, you wouldn't use that brush.
I'll just use,
Just use that.
just like I did right here, just get it going, lather it up real good and then
And
wipe
rub on
it,
it.
leave it on for a while and then wipe it down.
Okay.
Let it move, let it go in. It, cause you want that conditioner to work down in. Or you can just use plain, I don't know if Farnham makes it, but I know they do, they make one that is strictly a cleaner. That's Lexol. And then they have a conditioner separate after that. That's where I just clean them and then if I want that, I'll put it on. And anytime you got clumps or lumps are real dirty, soak it. Spray it down, leave it set. Once you spray it with, if you're using leather new, spray it down, kind of leave it sit just like you would a dirty pan. You gotta soften it up in order to pull it out of the leather. And spray it with warm water. Water's not gonna hurt it. As long as when you get done, you put the preservatives back into that leather. Cause once it's wet, you take your oil or conditioner or whatever, that goes on it, it'll take the water out of it. And you want it just so it feels damp to your skin. You don't want it soaking wet, but you want it so it feels damp to your skin.
You ordered me your gun, so apparently you have.
Yeah, they're gonna be, I think they're supposed to
I'll
be.
be, I'll bug them. I'll give them.
Over there.
Yeah, I'll send mine.
After 60 some